In this video, I am going to show you how to install Robusta on AWS EKS cluster. Robusta is an open source platform for Kubernetes troubleshooting. Primarily, it sits on top of your monitoring stack like Prometheus, Elasticsearch, etc. And then it tells you why alerts occurred and how to fix them. The cool thing about Robusta is that you can integrate it with a lot of tools like Slack or MS Teams and various others. So your EKS cluster or any Kubernetes cluster acts as your source of alerts, and then in middle there is Robusta, which captures the alerts and then send them to your destination, which could be your Slack channel, your MS Teams channel, or your the web UI from Robusta. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Robusta on AWS EKS cluster. Plus, we will see how the web UI of Robusta look like. So let's get started. Robusta also provides you a CLI, which is Robusta CLI. I already installed it on my VS Code, and if I check the version of it, it is quite simple. And the command to install the Robusta CLI is very simple. You can use the familiar pip command to install this one. As you can see, I have this 0.10.14, and this is a command which I use to install it. And I will put the command in my blog, and I will put the link of that blog too into my video description. Next step after installing the Robusta CLI is to generate the config file for Robusta. The config file tells us that what would be the integrations, like if you want to integrate Slack with it or MS Teams or any other stuff. So let's run it. So the command to run it is robusta space gen config. Then it will start by asking you few of the questions. Okay, so the first question is that whether would you like to integrate Slack. If you want to, you can say yes. I'm going to say no here. Either I want to integrate MS Teams for now, and then I'm going to say yes here because as a sink or destination, I'm going to select the Robusta's web UI. Then just give your email address. I'm going to use my Gmail account name. This could be any unique thing. Let me select this personal 7. Okay, so I'm not going to install Prometheus for now, but if you want, you can install Prometheus in the next video. I'm going to show you how it works with Prometheus. But for now, I'm going to say it no. And user license yes. And then for now, just call it no. So it installed it. The next step is to add the Robusta hem chart repository. And this will simply update my all the repos plus install my Robusta repository, which is done. And then next step is to use hem command to install my Robusta on this cluster. All you need to do is in this command is to mention your cluster name. That's what I did just, and now it will go ahead and provision some of the Robusta resources, which are basically 2 pods, which it will install. Um, so the hem has come back and it is showing us that the status is deployed and the name is Robusta and all the revision and stuff. And this is one important thing. Remember this URL because this is the web UI of Robusta which we will be using shortly. I'm just copying it, and then let's check what Robusta has done on the pods level. I'm just simply using kubectl command to get the pods. They are still in pending state, which is fine. Let them come back. Sometimes this takes few minutes to install, which is fine. As you can see that for the runner, it is creating the container, and so is the case with the forwarder. And I have seen that sometimes it takes around 20 to 30 seconds on EKS, which is still pretty cool, providing the stuff this tool is doing. Let me also quickly check the events of this. Just describing the pod here. Let's go with the runner. Okay, there's a typo in the command. I'm using kubectl describe pod command to describe this pod, just to make sure everything is fine. So it is pulling image, so which looks good. Let's clear the screen. Now this should be very close to creation. So one of them is running, and it is the ready and running state, which is awesome. And runner is still in the process of provisioning. So let's wait for it. And meanwhile it happens, we can also go and check our web UI. Let me switch my screen to the web UI. Give me a second. Okay, let's check one more time if the pods are ready from Robusta, and then we will move on to our web UI to see the status. Okay, so as you can see, both pods from Robusta are ready and running, so which shows us that Robusta is running. Now let's check the web UI, which we saw in the output when we ran the hem chart. As you can see on my screen, I am on platform.robusta.dev, and it shows me my applications, and these are all the namespaces which are running in my EKS cluster right now. And if you click on one of the application, it dives in and then tells me if there are any issues or anything. So one issue here is that it cannot communicate with the cluster at the moment, which is okay. I think we would need to install Prometheus here to enable the alerting. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to install and configure Prometheus with Robusta. But one thing I have to say that this tool is quite good. I have seen that configuring it and integrating it with different channels is quite easy, and it shows you a lot of stuff on one screen very quickly, which makes the troubleshooting on Kubernetes very easy. I hope this was useful. If you have any comments or feedback, please put them in the comments. Thank you.